Hello and welcome to this second GSAP recording that I'm doing. Basically, in the first, we have done a lot of stuff, right? So I have explained you how to create basically introduction to GSAP and what is tuning in GSAP and how to create basically the different methods from to and those methods are there in GSAP. GSAP basically is if you are new to this GSAP environment or you are hearing for the first time, GSAP is just a animation library which is kind of developed by GSAP, that is Green Sock Animation platform. Okay, those people have developed this GSAP animation and it's a very good library. So you can create animations using keyframes. You can use animation using creating some JavaScript libraries also, like anim.js is there. Similarly, GSAP is also a animation library. Okay, in this is the second video. You can go to the first video and watch basically in the webinar I've taught how to use. So right now what animation you are saying I've already taught in the webinar. So in the webinar I've taught I think 4 or 5 different projects I've done using GSAP. You can go and check the first video, then you can come to the second video. So in this I'll be teaching you on timeline animations. Okay, so timeline tool is what the timeline tool. We'll create the project, but let's go to the what is basically timeline, that you have to understand first, right? Okay, so I have explained what is twins. Twins is nothing but so in keyframes we are having from and to, from a particular initial position to a new position, or you can use percentage to move to different positions, right? Similarly, in so twinning there are twinning methods that is called from and from to are the twinning methods, where whatever we do in keyframes, the same thing we can do using the twinning method. Simple, right? Now what is timeline tool? Now timeline tool means suppose you see there are multiple twinning tools are there. So there is one tool from to, like this, lot of twinning tools are there, like a lot of functions you've written. So imagine twinning as function, lot of different functions, and you have to relate to these functions. That means one function related to one kind of animation, right? So one animation, then second animation, then third animation, then fourth animation, like this. Like how we create a video track and we have different videos and we combine all these video together to make a single video, right? How we do it? We have a software like Movavi or any kind of video editing platform where a lot of videos are there. You combine together and create a big video, right? So imagine that one video is one animation function. Okay, so one animation function, then one more, like this. We combine a lot of animation together using timeline tool. Okay. So some notes are written here. Timeline in GSAP is nothing but is a container for twins and other timelines. Simply, it's a container for twins. That is what I'm saying. So you combine all the twins to form a bigger animation, complete animation. So basically, this is a simple animation, single animation, but lot of animation combined together to form very complex animations. Okay, that is nothing but the timeline tool. Okay, now the syntax is simple. Let your timeline variable you create and then use the GSAP timeline. Then variable one, this variable is the input for the input object for this timeline. Basically you can have then obviously use the timeline. So timeline name, that is the variable name, then the method, whatever method you want to choose, to, from to whatever twin method you choose, and then the element, which element you want to target to animate, right? That element ID or class, whatever you can write, and the variables or the object or the default parameters inputted for those kind of variables. Simple. Okay, now one more example. So this is the timeline. I use the timeline, then I use default variable to give the duration for the animation, for the what the linear. So we have a linear function in times and in transformation, right? CSS3 transformation, we have a linear function. Similarly in GSAP also, I've said already, power 1 in, out, power in, power out, all 1 2 3, all these things are there. So these are like how we have a linear or ease in, ease and out, ease all these things are there, right? Linear timing function. Both in I think in keyframes also we are having the animation functions, same linear or ease in, ease out, ease out, 5 linear functions. Similarly here also power 1, power 2, power 3, like this is there. Okay, you can go to the library and you check for the documentation side. Okay, now what is yo-yo? Yo-yo means, see, this is yo-yo, right? Yo-yo means what happens is that to and fro, right? So like how it is coming to and fro, like this, it's going and coming back, right? So this to and fro is done using yo-yo. So I think in keyframe we have animation iteration function. I think if I'm forgetting, animation iteration function, alternate if you write, then it will go to and from. Okay, In transition transformation we don't have, but in keyframes we are having alternate, and there we are having, I think, animation timing function is there, I'm forgetting, where if you write infinite, then it will, this animation will happen for infinite times, like how this is happening for infinite times, right? Similarly, you can do it for infinite times, right? Now so here it is done to repeat -1. Repeat -1 means infinite times this animation will happen. Simple. So I just created a timeline, and then what I did, I created, using this timeline, I just attached different tuning methods to it. So this is the first, I'm targeting this particular element with this ID, and then I've given a so here, you know, right, X and Y these are basically transition, like we are having translate X and translate Y, right, in our CSS3, right, transition transformation. Similarly, so transformation is of either rotate or skew or translate, right? So similarly, translate X, translate Y. This here X means not the position, here X means the translate X, Y means translate Y. Okay, and this is just the position parameter. This position parameter less than 0.25 means it's like kind of, I'll explain nicely later, but this means that 0.25 seconds before the first animation ends. Okay, so I've written here yo-yo true means the twin can go back and forth, alternating backward and forward. I've said 0.25 related to the end of the most recently added animation. Okay, this is what I said, right? Now position parameters related to the beginning and, okay, yeah, that is what I'm saying. Position parameter related to the beginning and end of the last added. So basically you can give greater than or less than equal. I'll do this project live and then I'll show you. Okay, so this is how you will write it, and then we'll go to the position. I'll explain nicely what is the position parameter, what is the label and everything. But right now, let's do a simple project using the animation, using this timeline, so that you will understand nicely. Okay. Okay, so let's create this project. Basically, okay, let me create this folder for you. First of all, just write here timeline. Okay, timeline. Oh, I get it there. No, you shouldn't get it there. GSAP course, inside that I'll create timeline. Okay, so for timeline, let's create. Okay. So let's create the index.html first, index.html. Okay, nice. And then here I'll just create a style.css. Simple. I might not need the style.css, but I just practice, I'll just create it. Okay, so this is my index.html. okay, exclamation, add the default values. So here I'll just give GSAP timeline. Simple. Okay, and here what I'll do is, okay, let's link the CSS also. We never know, we might need, right? Okay, this much is done. Okay, and I'll just open the live server here. Open with live server. Okay, guys, if you don't know what is live server is like serving your application from a server itself, right? So you can use live server, it's very good tool. Okay, so next what we'll do is that let's add the library. Okay, after this I'll just add the script tag, and the script tag with, so I have to add the GSAP library, right? So I'll just write a dot slash where it is, the GSAP object, not over here. Let's check where I've written. Okay, I have just used CDN, right? Okay, got it. Okay, this CDN you can get it from their either you can download the library and use it, or you can use the CDN. I'll just use the CDN. Okay, just copy the CDN, that is also fine. Okay, so then we don't need this. Paste where I've written the CDN, above or below the link. Yeah, below the link I've written, no problem. Okay, yeah, so this is done. Now what I'll do is that let's link the style.css. Let's write some default style. Okay, then we'll start nicely. So padding 0, margin 0, box sizing border box. Okay, and for the body I'll just give height 100 VH and width 100 VW, complete width. Then background color is black. Okay, and overflow none. there is chance that there can be overflow because we'll be using SVG, so you never know, it can happen. Okay, so if I just save it, so next let's create the script.js file and we'll link everything here. Okay, we have to always create the script.js file at the end. So I'll just simply write the script.js. Okay, simple, nothing else. And here we'll create the SVG, and okay, IntelliSense doesn't work nicely for me. SVG file. Okay, in the SVG file let's give some height 100% and then some width also. Okay, percent and width is also 100%. Then what we'll do is that inside the SVG we'll just create a group. Okay, and let's create the group. Okay, because in SVG we can create groups. Okay, let's create a group of circles. Okay, and here I'll just fill as yellow. Okay, and then I'll just create some circles. Okay, and then okay, let's write here circles, not circle, because it's a group of circle. So inside the circle the center will be there at 200 and y will be there at 300 and the radius will be 24. Okay, so when I say over here, okay, I find this circle very nice. Okay, so similarly we can create multiple circles, and only thing is that we will just change the centers and the radius for each. Okay, so what I'll do is alt shift and below. If I just create here, you will be getting, you will not visible because one circle above the other is there. So we just need to change the axis center of the circle as well as the radius. Okay, simple will do. Okay, okay, so I just created some circles. Okay, basically I just given an ID and just change the x and y parameter and radius for. So radius remains the same because height of the circle should remain the same, only the x and y I just changed. So you see the beautiful kind of a necklace of circles has formed. Okay, now what will form next is we'll form the lines. Okay, now circle is needed, lines is the, then you will see animation will do using the timeline. Okay, simple. We are now we are using only the SVG, and then when you create the SVG, we'll use GSAP and create the animation very nicely. Okay. Okay, so next is we'll be creating another group of lines. Okay, so I'll just write here group group. Okay, so here I'll just, we created circles, now we'll create lines. Okay, and here what I'll do is that I'll just, instead of line, so instead of fill, so we'll just give strokes. So the strokes will be white in color. Okay, let me save over here, and then I'll just create here line. For the line we have to give the x starting and ending point, right? Starting point xy position, ending is xy position. Okay, that we have to do for the lines. So I added some lines over here. I gave the x and x1 and y1 starting point is at the center and ending point is at this position. So, okay, so for every line there is a starting point x1 y1 and x2 y2 is the ending point. Okay, basically strokes, it's not stroke, it's stroke. Okay, so this is how it is looking right now. Okay, let me expand this. It is now looking this manner. Now what we'll do is that we'll do animation, and you see superb it will look when the animation will look very very good whenever we'll be using the GSAP animation timeline. Okay. Okay, now let's go to the animation part. So I'll just create one more file that is called script.js because we mentioned that. Let's write here script.js. Okay, so in the key script.js I have to create this. So how is the syntax that I have said earlier? The syntax is something like this. Okay, we create a variable with the timeline, then we give the default, and then we enter the default. The defaults are for every twin that we'll be writing. So for every twin that we've written 1, 2, so all these 2, and these are all twins, right? 2, 2, 2, these are all twins. So for every twin, these default variables will be there, right? So let me create the GSAP dot timeline, okay, and these accept a particular object, and inside that we can write individual variables also, but I will use default because that will defaults or default, not sure, let's check. It's defaults, right? And the defaults, what we will be doing is we'll be giving the duration first. So we can give the delay also. I'll just give a duration of 2 seconds. So 2 means 2 seconds, okay. That is the default values, and then I will give obviously the repeat will be -1 because I want it for infinite times, and then the yo-yo should be also be true, which means that these particular twins will be repeating, alternate from going forth and coming back again, right? Because in so if you remember in transformation, when I'm hovering over a link, some translate or transformation happens, then it comes back to the original position if I remove the hover, same, okay. Duration, repeat, yo-yo, what is missing? What else is missing? Really, I don't want to repeat. Ease is there, right? So ease is important, then only we'll know how smoothly it was. So the ease will be power 1. You can go and check power 1 in out, okay, is the ease. So let's save over here, nothing will happen right now. Next what we'll do is that we'll be using the 2 twin to create the, so basically each twin I'll be targeting one circle 1, 2, 3, 4 like this I'll be targeting, and then we'll be creating a lot of twins like this, and then when we start it, then the animation will look very beautiful, okay. Let's do it, okay. So let's do it. So I'll just give the object where I'll take the parameters, okay. So this x means translate x, okay. So this x will move to how much distance? 500, okay. I'll just simple say this, and you will see what will happen is, but this particular circle will go till the end of the till the end of this line, okay, because this end of the lines, if you see for the line what we've written here, okay. So for end of the line, for the first line is 200 starting, and then end is x direction is 700 and y is 300, right? So basically it is going to the end of the line. So it starts from, this is 200, 300 in the center, that means from the center of this line is beginning from the center of the circle, okay. See 200, 300 is the center of the circle, so 200, 300 starting and ending it as 700 to 300, okay. So when I write x as 500, which means that right now it's there at x 200, so I just need to write translate at 500 to reach x2 at 700, right? Simple, which means that I just have to consider the 219 and then minus the length of the value of the x2. So x2 minus cx will be our translate x, simple, and translate y also x y2 minus cy, okay. That will be a translate y. So what will happen is that this particular circles will go to the end of the line, simple. That is the simple animation, okay. Okay, so see, I have added all the twins for every circle. So basically what is happening, this circle, okay, let me expand this. So basically what is happening, this particular circle, you see, you consider this circle, what it is doing, it's simple going to the end and coming to its beginning, right? Simple, nothing difference, okay. But see, for every circle it is going to the end of the lines. But how this rotating effect is created, the rotating effect is created when we do something like rotating effect is created when I add this delay. So I am saying that 0.25 seconds delay between the first one and the second one and the subsequent. So that is what I explained earlier, right? So what I've written here, so the not here, in the readme I've written, right? So in the readme what I've written, so the 0.25 is relative to the position is relative to the end of the most recently added animation. That means the above animation that we have done, it is 0.25 second delay. and because of this delay only this rotating nice effect is coming, right? So this is the how using GSAP timeline. Basically I created a list of twins and I added the timeline, gave default values to it, and because the timeline all these twins are working together, right? If I have not given the timeline, what would have happened is these twins will not have worked together and would have not achieved this particular animations, right? Hope you like this video, and please like, share, subscribe to this video, and comment in the video also to so I'll be creating a lot of such animation project, but let me know what kind of different animations you want. So I'll be doing a lot of scroll kind of animation and lot of animations using GSAP and 3js and React Fiber, React Ray, React Spring. A lot of things are there, so it is on the pipeline. So please like, share and subscribe my video. Okay, bye bye.